Is it on? Hi guys, it's me, Kaylee again. I'm not used to recording on my laptop, so this is new. And today I want to talk, well, I'm not sure if this works for everyone with autism, but it's basically just me. Characters that I relate to and how I relate to them. Okay. So let's start off with an easy one. As you can see in the poster back there, I used to watch My Hero Academia before I found out that I was too young. If you can see the guy with the red hair up here, that is Shoto Todoroki. He's a character I relate to and I actually really like. But there's something I've noticed about all the characters I like in the same way I like him. They either have a hard time reading emotions, have a hard time expressing emotions, act like they don't have emotions, or they panic when it comes to an emotional breakdown. Or they have a disability or something going on in that brain. For example, Shoto Todoroki. He has a hard time expressing emotions because of his childhood trauma. And I like him because it's easier for me to read his emotions than it is for everyone else. I find it hard to read people's emotions in real life, never mind like in a cartoon. But I think the reason why I've got special interests in stuff like cartoons and comics is because it is easier for me to tell the emotions. Another example of this is Ink Sans. He doesn't have emotions because he ripped out his heart and split it in two. But the reason why I like him isn't only because of that, isn't only because I enjoy his story, but also I can tell his emotions by looking at his eyes. It's a shame that in other fan-made things it's harder for people to draw stuff in his eyes, or they just do the same blue circle and a star. His eyes tell me his emotions, so I don't have to rely on his facial features too much, and it makes me feel more comfortable. Ink, though, because he doesn't have emotions himself, I can tell he has a hard time reading other people's emotions, which makes me relate to him. Prince Zuko, obviously having anger issues and the awkwardness of another teenager, also finding it hard to express emotions before, I also really like. But that's something these three characters have in common. Why? I do not have a crush on them, I'm not a crazy fangirl, but that's one of the reasons I like them. The point of this video isn't only talking about characters I relate to, but also a way to explain I have a hard time connecting to people emotionally. Like, I love my mom and dad equally, but it's easier for me to connect to my mom's emotions than my dad's because I cannot tell if he's being angry or firm. I wish I could, but I can't tell the emotions of the people around me. Then it gets too much to my head and causes me to go into panic mode, fight or flight, on the floor or something, and it doesn't really work. Even when no one is looking at me, I still feel this built-up emotion like I'm meant to know how people are feeling when I don't. Another example of this is my aunt, that she grew up with me, but because she was half deaf, she was always loud, and I couldn't tell. Because as far as I knew, she was the angry aunt. Turns out she isn't the angry aunt, she's half deaf, and even though if I knew that, it still doesn't help. Faces and voices. They're the two hard things for me and probably other autistic children. It's hard to read faces, it's hard to hear the tone of voice. Because I have really bad facial recognition. If I watch something and then a character that's been missing for the whole season shows up, I forget who it is, and then I need to ask my mum. But on the rare occasion, I will recognize them. But because I have a hard time remembering names, it's really difficult for me to remember, did I talk to them before? Did I? But yeah, that's difficult. In primary school, I used to think everyone was my friend and everyone liked me. As I grew older, I've started to feel like hardly anyone liked me and they were just being nice. Then the older I got, I realized that they just thought I was the annoying loud girl who is so childish. Although I'm not 100% that it's true, that's how I felt. And telling the teachers didn't make it any better. They would just put you in the same room as them, talk for a wee bit, and not do anything about it. It was hurtful. It eventually made my confidence go down. My confidence went back up when I went to another primary school, though, but it went all the way back down when I started high school. High school, or any school, is difficult for me. Even when I try talking to someone new, I can't get a grasp on how they're feeling. And it's hard to tell if I'm irritating someone, so my mind just has its default at angry. So when I can't read someone's emotion, angry comes in its place. That's why a lot of the time I usually ask people, am I annoying you? Or did I do something wrong? Or what's going on? Because I genuinely can't tell. Although I have a hard time telling emotions, it doesn't mean I can't write them in my stories. Writing emotions in stories is a lot more easier for me than actually reading them on people's faces. I tried to explain what I was going through. I tried to explain what I was going through when I wrote a song, War of Unread Faces. I've posted it. Check out. It's up in the eye. I think it's up there. Anyway, War of Unread Faces, I would sing it right now, but I don't have the music audio for it. Speaking of music also helps me when I am in an emotional situation because I can hear the emotions getting put through the songs not only by the way it's sang, but also by the lyrics. And the music. It makes it a lot easier for me to tell the emotions, like when I'm watching cartoons. The music that plays in the background helps my mind realize what the emotions are as it's going on. It's comforting in a way. Anyway guys, I hope you liked this video. Subscribe if you want to. It would help me get the message across. And thanks for watching.